Welcome, folks, to LRG Podcast, where we cover everything from game recaps to upcoming games to all the big shows out there as best we can. So, shout out to everyone that's watching. Thank you much for joining in. And don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, follow on Facebook. We are knee deep in casting right now. So, if you are looking to play a game in 2023, definitely go to LRG Casting to excited about all the great content coming up and apply for whatever game. And speaking of games that are casting, we are here with James on for BB Las Vegas. James, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. So, for the viewers at home that maybe aren't familiar with your very impressive resume so far in live games, can you tell folks like what brings you here to the live game community?
So I feel like what brought me to the community was the same thing that kind of brought everyone to the community as far as being a fan of these games. I've been around since 2017. I don't really play the online ones. It's just like too time committing. Um, So I've really found like a home in playing live games. At first, I played 13 of them, and probably for the first half of them, I was like super duper competitive. Like it was all about the game for me because I'm like, when are you gonna have the opportunity to ever do this? But then probably like after my fourth or fifth game, it started to really, I don't know, hit more in life about how important it is, all the people that you're meeting and connections that you're making and friends that you're making from it. And I think I really started to appreciate it a lot more after like my fourth or fifth game, just about what the fact of like the opportunity that we get to do this and the people that you meet in the process of it. And yeah, so I played 13 games. I'm a five-time second placer. I think that's like my own record. I don't think
That is
anyone
like
else has
super impressive. Come on.
five second places. It used to, I feel like getting a win used to be like so super duper important. And it's just really not to me anymore. Every time I play now, it's like I have so much more of a harder road to get to the end. And it takes so much out of me, like mentally and psychologically. And it's very hard to lie to people, especially people that you love. And I don't love that part of the game. I like the competing part and I like, achieving things, but the whole manipulation aspect really often takes a toll on me, and I often have to hide when I'm in the game so that I don't talk to people. But yeah, so that's kind of what brought me here. Um, and now I'm happy to sort of give back and bring what I can to the table.
I know what you said about hiding and not lying to people. I remember one round specifically that I was like, "Oh, where'd James go?" So, and then I found
I was
myself on the
hiding from
block.
you, girl. I was hiding. I could
And
not look at you.
speaking of the block, you are here bringing a Big Brother type game to the LRG community here. Can you tell us a little bit about the game in general?
Yes. So we're calling it BB Las Vegas, partly because I don't really know. I know some games have like got cease and desist letters from CBS, so I'm trying to stay away from the actual name Big Brother. So I'm just calling it BB Las Vegas. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble. I don't really know the inner workings of how that works, but if CBS sends me a cease and desist, then I will probably have to cease and desist. So
Yeah, you feel honored when the big people come after you. So,
not the way I would prefer for them to contact me, prefer something else, but hey. So yeah, this is going to be a Big Brother themed game. Every round is going to feature, head of household nominees, power veto, evictions. It will go to a final two. That will be the standard blueprint of it. Obviously, there will be some twists and turns and different types of rounds and
you gotta
this,
expect the
that, and the third.
unexpected, right?
Yes, but we're actually gonna go with unexpect the expected as our
Oh,
motto for it. So it just kind of worked because everyone, you know, people that you encounter in these games are different than the people that actually go on the show because we're all fans, we're all super fans. We all know the inner workings. We've all, played these little competitions and stuff like that before. So it's like I want them to unexpect the expected because now you kind of are in the habit of you know what to expect in some live games when you show up. So unexpect the expected.
that sounds exciting. So, and it's hopefully exciting for the viewers watching right here. I know Valencia is just saying hi. So,
Hi,
hey.
Valencia.
Um, So the game that you're casting right now, are applications open at this moment?
No, so I have made the application, but they are dropping on March 1st and they are ending on March 31st. I'm not going to push it too much. Like, I'm not going to be every day, apps are open, because I struggle saying no to people. And so I really kind of want a smaller application pool. So it's like less people I have to deny, especially because the long-term plans for BB Las Vegas is to keep it as a series, kind of give each member of production, a season for them to kind of theme out the way they want to and kind of pass the bar and sort of just amongst my solid group of friends have, a series for us that I
Yeah.
feel like Las Vegas is a great city to do it. We can do like October, November, December seasons because it's still not bad temperature wise. It doesn't really compete
Especially
too
in
much
Vegas.
with, exactly. It doesn't really compete too much with like other games because there's not too many in October, November, December. So yeah, the plan is to definitely keep it running. The first season, however, I have a very big plan and a very big theme in my mind. Just in case I never get the opportunity to do this again, I want the one time that maybe I got to do it to be remembered as something like big.
Mhm. It looks like we already have a potential applicant.
Yes.
So where do people apply for this then, James? Where do they look for the application when it does
So
end?
we have a Facebook group. It's BB Las Vegas. Hold on, let me just make sure. I'm really, really not good at technology, so I'm working on. I hired two people for that, so don't worry about that. But it's called BB Las Vegas Season One. You can go into the group there, and I post all the updates. I posted the casting video. Yes, thank you so much for pulling
Mhm.
this up. I posted,
There's
the
our link right there for
video
the
of
video
it.
going on.
Yep, that's a link right to this one, and then that's
And
the
then
announcement
wait,
of the
let's
game.
stop here. Who is this? How did you get Janelle here?
Yes, that is Queen Janelle. She's a personal friend. I'm just kidding. I went on Cameo and bought one. I really
Oh,
wanted to
that's fierce
generate.
when I just paused it on. Like, look at this.
Yes, look at that face. I love when
Oh,
she
it's
says
getting
bye
smaller.
bye bitches at the end because I didn't even tell her to say that. But I wanted to like immediately bring some excitement to it. I don't remember ever seeing like a cameo or a player in anybody else's like videos and stuff. So I was like, this is a nice fresh idea. Because I've played a lot of Big Brother games. I played 6 to be exact, and I really don't want to rip off anyone's ideas. I want to try and cultivate as much new sort of content and competitions and stuff because there are some games, that they be just copying other people's things, but that's not going to be me. We're going to do it very different. I know Big Brother Columbus, which I have like a huge deep respect for, has already done like a casino gambling themed season in their
Oh,
seventh
it was
season, which streaming
fantastic.
on
I watched the
YouTube. It
whole
was
thing
so
on
good.
YouTube.
It's so
So
good.
good.
Go to Big Brother Columbus on YouTube and watch season 7. It's so good. But yeah, so I'm not going to be doing. It's not going to be like Vegas themed casino type thing each time. I definitely want to, give my props and respect to everyone else by like not ripping off their ideas. So
Well, that's super awesome. And I always like to do these intros for games just so people can kind of feel out like who the production is, kind of what their ideas are, and just to consider what is out there. And, you can see all these posts about like open applications here, open applications for here. We actually get to learn a little bit about the game and whatnot. So,
exactly, which I very much appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. I know a lot of people know me from playing with me, but I've also never been like the central host of a game. And there have been some games that I haven't applied for because I wasn't sure how the of it would be because it was, like a first season of a game.
yeah.
So it's nice to be able to go and have an interview like this. So if there's anybody out there wondering, like, does the guy know what he's doing? Are we going to be safe? Is it going to be like a fun time? Like, I absolutely know what I'm doing. I've been involved in multiple different production teams. I've obviously played 13 different times. I have worked in hospitality my whole life. So I'm able to really put together productions of things. And when I have an image in my mind, like I will not stop until I achieve it. So
Well, speaking of production and the people that you brought along for your team, who do you have?
All right, so introducing production. My right hand is going to be Miss Jerica Frost, and my left hand is Mr. Michael Breidenhagen. Those two are kind of going to be like the assistant main host. They'll probably run some competitions, but really, I just wanted two people that I'm very close to be right at my side that I can turn to and say, okay, this is what I want for this competition with the visual, with this. I want this set up like this, and I want to be able to like tell someone, them get the vision, and then go do it, and I don't have to babysit them. And so it just seemed best for those two to be put in that role. On top of that, I hired a graphic designer who actually is not involved at all in the community. I'm sort of welcoming him in. His name is Mikey. He will be on site, posting updates, and I want graphics and everything of how the game's going every round. I want like a big graphic page, like in the Facebook page, that shows like a picture of the HOH, a picture of the noms, a picture of the veto winner, a picture of if it's used, final noms, and then the vote. I've noticed another thing that I'm trying to do with Vegas is things that I've noticed have been, I don't want to say wrong, but a little messier throughout games. Like one thing being the game page. I've added people to game pages like, hey, I'm going to do this, like come and follow me along. And then I'd get home and they'd be like, well, I tried to, but like the videos weren't labeled great and they're all out of order. So I'm trying to rectify that by posting minimal pages or minimal videos, really just streams. But then by having graphics, it's like round one, this is what happens. So that even if you're working and you only have a minute to check in, you can go, boom, okay, my favorite is still in, and kind of see what's going on. So next to him, Dante has joined my team, which I am super thankful for because he's so techie and I'm so not. So I'm actually going to be doing a call with him soon because I have all these ideas in my head and I know I probably can't achieve 100% of them. And a lot of them have to do with technology and graphics and this, that, and the third. So I really am going to have to sit down with him and see like which of these ideas is realistic and which should I just like abandon for the first season. In addition to that, Michael DeLucas, honestly, live game legend. So super happy to have him a part of it as well. Darian Christopher, who is a really good friend of mine. I just got the opportunity to play in his top tier game. Spoiler alert, I got second again. Behind that, we have Hannah Okosisi. She's probably going to be the main diary room person because I just kind of feel like that really suits her vibe. Like I would like to see her kind of asking the tough questions in the diary room. So that is going to be kind of what her role is. Dewan Watts probably going to be mostly in charge of competition building and setup. Laurel Reynolds is joining us as well. I think that's everyone. There's a couple like maybes right now, so I don't want to.
Is there a specific person on production that people, if they have questions about like casting or any information like that, is there somebody that they should reach out to specifically?
All of casting questions should really be forwarded to me or to the email that's listed. When it comes to casting, I'm keeping it tight this season. I'm not even going to let anybody know the full cast because my belief is that the only fish that gets caught is the one that opens its mouth. So I'm going to keep it very close to my chest. I'm going to have Jerica and Michael helping me throughout the interview process. We're going to condense into a pool, but then ultimately I'm going to select the cast and I'm not going to tell anyone who it is. Just because I want the integrity and sanctity of this game just in check. This is not a game built for, just like groups of friends or just like a kiki vibe like that. Like I am treating this like I'm a mini version of CBS putting on a Big Brother game. Like I want people feeling like that's what they came to do. That's what they got out of it. And they're thankful for it. So forward your questions to me. More so to the email. If it's like a pressing question, you can hit me up on Facebook, but I just don't want to set a precedent of that and then just have my Facebook blowing up. So
now your casting pool, I know you said you wanted to keep it a little smaller. Do you have a target number of people that you want in the cast?
It keeps varying. So I don't right now, I'd say between 16 and 20. I don't want to go below 16 and I don't want to go above 20, but just working out a lot of formatting things. It
Let's go with
also
17. I've never seen a game go with 17 yet. So.
exactly. I feel like the thing is when you have an odd number and you start at an odd number, it's just like a weird spot to be in. But realistically, if you started at an odd number, that means there's an even number of voters, which increases the potential for a tie in the first round, which everybody loves drama. So you never know there. But
Mhm.
really, it depends on the quality of the applicants. It depends on what my formatting will do. It depends on the risk that I'm willing to take. Like maybe I plan a game for 20 people and then 4 people drop that day.
Yeah.
So that's another risk of increasing the size of the cast. Again, this is the first season of this. People are being asked to put their trust and faith in me and the team that I'm bringing without really knowing anything about any of us other than the fact that we've all played before and most of us have been on a production team. So I'm really trying to make it amazing but safe at the same time, because I'll be upset with myself if I don't achieve what I want to out of this.
Now, really, let's highlight the applications again. When do they drop, and where
They
do I
drop
apply?
March 1st and they close March 31st, so about 30 days.
Very cool. Stats wise, I know you go over this in your video, and anybody that joins the Facebook page, definitely go watch the video. Janelle, you get to see pictures of the house and everything like that. But James, you go into a lot of details. You have a target date. You said like October, November.
Yes, so it's looking like October 19th through the 23rd. That's when I have the Airbnb booked for. However, there are a few alternate weekends that it's available, and I can actually cancel all the way up until like October 7th. And so I can change it around. I'm seemingly pretty set in the 19th to the 23rd. I picked out 4 weekends, and that one seemed to work the best. I had narrowed it down to 2, but one of those 2 weekends, there's some big events in Vegas, which means the travel to get here is going to be very expensive. And so I'm trying to be cognizant of that because for whatever reason, domestic flights are just absurd right now. So I'm trying to make it as minimalistic as possible when it comes to, everyone getting here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking like October 19th to the 23rd, but it's not like set in stone.
And of course, that definitely helps out like the cost of like transportation to get to your place, like for
sure.
Cost wise, that's always a big concern for players. What is your costing for the game itself?
So we are charging $375, which, per my own research, as far as the live games this year, is on the cheaper side. So I wanted to, again, being the first season of a game, I'm not gonna like try to get as much money as I can out of people or charge, exorbitantly. That $375 is going to pay for like your food and drink all weekend, your stay in the house. The grand prize is double the entry fee, so that's $375. Second place is getting a cash prize. There will be other prizes all around. I'm going to have the event catered with food. I'm going to try to have like a pre-jury outing. I'm going to try and do lots of different things. I know I'm going to end up coming out a lot out of pocket, and realistically that $375, if every single player paid that, which one thing I am offering is an incentive to first-time live game players that they will receive a discount if they're cast. But if, let's say, don't get any and everyone pays $375, the total amount of money that I get for that, I believe, is like $6,000. And the house that I booked is over $4,000 without the tax included. And I'm going to end up having to do like early arrival and late departure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be even more money. So realistically, the fee that everyone's paying is going to pay for the house and probably the prizes. And then I'm going to have to buy all the props and cater the food and rent a van to pick people from the airport. So I'm trying to make it cost effective and affordable for everyone. On top of the $375, though, I'm requiring everyone who's playing to submit a $100 security deposit. That's fully refundable and we'll go back to them after the game, so long as we don't damage anything in the house. Because the last thing I want to do is spend X amount of dollars on this and then I get a bill from Airbnb for $2,000 because this is broke or this is damaged or this is stolen or this, that, and the third. So I figure if everyone is forced to pay a $100 security deposit, maybe if production isn't in the room and someone's like drunk and acting a fool, people will be like, hey, tone it down. Like, don't break that. I want to keep everyone accountable, because I don't like to babysit. So I know there have been times where I've got wild and loose. So I know how it is. I know what a tense environment it is. And sometimes you want to punch a wall or punch a window, but we can't be doing that. So the deposit will be refunded after the game, after the Airbnb has completed inspection. Let's say I owe a $200 fine. If I know who inflicted that fine, like obviously their 100 will be taken away. But the core concept of it is I'll have $1,600 sitting there in case of a fine. Let's say we get a $500 fine. I'll take that out of the 1,600, divide up the $1,100 amongst all the players, and send that back to them. It's really just an insurance policy for me because I'm like not made of money. So
it's great transparency too. So I really appreciate you being open and honest to how you're going to split it up and all that stuff. So it's really great to know that. So I know you've had your slew of games, as you just talked about, being second place so many times. What would you say would be like your motivation of putting on this game and like the mission of this specific series for you?
Thank you for asking. My motivation is and has always been to give back. I feel like I found a lot of myself and grew into myself a lot from this community, which really is something that I never expected. I really just thought I was going to go and play games with a bunch of weirdos, but
I mean, you are doing that, correct?
I am doing that. I am doing. I'm so
there's a bonus to it.
Like for example, my very first season, like I wasn't publicly out with my sexuality, so I was like messing with someone in the house, and I went to production and was like, hey, can you like not air this because I don't really know. But I mean, now I'm very much grown into who I am. I've learned a lot about myself, and these games have really empowered me and my inner strength. I've use them as motivation for working out. I have met some of my most favorite people in the entire world. I live with Jerica Frost, who I met in a Survivor game, in your Survivor game, actually. I flew out to Michigan and road tripped her out here with me. And so this has always been for me about giving back because I have had some amazing times thanks to people's hard work and their dedication and them taking a chance on casting me. So now it's kind of time for me to step into a role like that and really put on something for people that they can see my heart poured into and they can see the effort that I'll bring to them. And I just want to turn heads and crack smiles and, just really try my hand at this because I think this is something I'm really good at. I've been wanting to be on the show or involved with the show for the longest time ever. So again, this is another opportunity to live out a dream for me. So that's really the motivation behind all of it. The mission, I have a couple different missions. The first one really is for the players. I want the people that come into this game, I want them leaving feeling like they were literally in the Big Brother house and feeling thankful that they took the opportunity and took a chance on playing a game from a first-time host like myself. I want my production team to feel loved and respected and understand that like I could not do this without them. I think oftentimes production teams are overworked and underappreciated. And I really remember that people are people. And, so I'm trying to bring some humanity into that. I don't want to work every single one of my production members every single day. I want to create shifts. I want them to enjoy Vegas. I want them to enjoy watching. And I want them to know like what they mean to me and the fact that I can do this because of their help and they're not even asking me to pay them. The third thing that my mission is anybody that didn't apply or missed a chance to apply, I want them to watch and be like, damn, I should be there. I want to build up excitement for season 2, keep it long rolling. That's really like my mission right now.
As for casting, we talked about applications get open pretty soon. You're doing something special for first-time players of live games, which I think is great to like help recruit. How is your recruitment going? Not only for first-time players, but any like diversity or inclusion efforts that you are putting into your casting?
For sure. So, yes, I am offering an incentive for first-time players who apply and get in. They'll receive a discount for playing in the game. I know I feel like it's kind of a mutual common goal for everyone in this community to just continue to help it grow. So I figured the best way to do that is to not just advertise my game within the community, but outside of it. I have reached out to people that I know in life that are not involved in the community that are huge fans of the show, trying to get them on. Um, as far as diversity, that is something that we're also taking into account very seriously. Um, that being said, diversity to me looks like race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, all of that. So I'm trying to cultivate a very diverse environment. But something that I really feel like goes hand in hand with diversity is inclusiveness. I want to cultivate a harmonious environment where people can play a game and they all feel comfortable around each other. And I want all of my production team to feel very comfortable. I want everyone to feel included. I have learned a lot about myself and a lot about life by spending time in situations with different people. So I am hoping to create and cultivate a very diverse cast, and have everyone sort of feeling like they're all a part of this. I want everyone to feel safe and feel like they can play their best game and they can um, just really like be their best self and they can learn from other people. So yeah, that's really trying to get new people.
You got a long list of things going on, James. So
So many. You should see oh my God, my notes. I have 5 different notebooks. I have a calendar with dates and deadlines and this and that. I was in touch with Airbnb people, like trying to hire a photographer, a graphic designer, work on catering. Like it is so much, but it's fun. Like it's a passion project.
You mentioned a notebook. There's got to be some secrets or twists that you have written down. Anything,
Yeah.
anything special for this season?
I can't really give too many details.
Mhm.
What I will say, just more so for the viewing audience, one thing that BB Las Vegas is going to do is our voting is going to be on the live feeds because in Big Brother, they're voting to the camera. It shows you on the TV. They can give some shout outs. So people will be able to, shout out their little families. Obviously, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. But I always thought it would be kind of cool to have a live feed video of the votes. Obviously, people are going to know what the vote count is before the vote reveal, whatever. But I kind of think that's something cool. I'm also going to be requiring everyone to bring a black duffel bag, and we're going to give them little keychains for their bags. And when they get evicted, they're going to walk out the door and they're going to sit down and have an eviction interview with me. That's going to be on the feeds. So I don't want to give too much away other than that. But what I will say is I'm making every effort to make this as realistic as possible, to make people feel like, holy shit, like I felt like I was in like a small Big Brother house. Like, wow, I want to wow people. It's just, if you're gonna do it right,
Well, I'm excited to you doing it right and wowing people as it is. Um, any further things you want to add? One more. Where do we find Big Brother BB Vegas, Las Vegas? Again.
On Facebook, are you talking about?
Yes.
Yes, BB Las Vegas season 1. It's a group on Facebook. It's a private group. We add people as soon as they add to it. I just didn't want to make it public. I just wanted it to be private. Just again, I don't know about cease and desist with CBS, so I'm just trying to not screw anything up. But yes, BB Las Vegas season 1. I'm probably gonna start an Instagram page, which is going to eventually when the game starts and the cast drops, I'm going to upload all the casting pictures of everyone. So definitely want to document. Something else I really want to do with this season is because I'm not going to film and make episodes, I'm not that techie and I'm spending a lot of money already. So to have someone do that is probably insane money. So maybe in the future, that's something we could cross. But for season 1, we're not. So we're going to be streaming everything on live feeds on Facebook to the group. But then I also really want to have like an on-site photographer. I want, pictures of people competing. I want a picture of the final 2, the final 3, the final 4, the final 5. Like just like momentous things, you know. I mean, if you see behind me, I have all these pictures from my live games and stuff like that. In the end, all you have is memories, right? So I definitely want to give people good memories, and pictures can help restore a memory when you're losing it. But yeah, so BB Las Vegas Season 1 on Facebook. Go ahead and follow along. Apps will be open March 1st.
We're looking for those memories. Thanks, James, for tuning in. For anyone that's following or just catching up now, feel free to leave comments after the video if you have any further questions. James and his production team will check it out as much as possible. Till then, best of luck, James, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much for having me.